I want to have a little talk about time. Time. I think one thing is left out when people are talking about doing a studio at home or whatever you want to call it. That's the time. The time you need to dedicate to learning this thing here, this DAW. That, to me, is the most important part of this whole thing. If you want to record at home, if this is really something you want to do, and I always say go for it. The one thing that I wish I would have known was how much time I needed to dedicate to learn the program I was using to record, whether it's Studio One, whether it's Ableton, whether it's anything, Reaper, any of them, Pro Tools. If you don't know how to navigate around in this big world of digital recording, it's extremely overwhelming. I know that. I've found that out for myself. Yeah, it took me literally probably a week of watching full-on tutorial videos on how to navigate through there with the computer, with my phone, watching the videos, trying to move and see what's going on. It can be extremely overwhelming when you do it for the first time. For me, it was. It's not like GarageBand was pretty easy on the iPhone. You just plug it in and you can make some noise. This is a little bit different. I think that's the most important part. Everybody talks about your monitors and your input and your microphones and yada, yada, yada. This is the most important thing. Where you put your music that you're creating through whatever device you're using, that's the most important part. And I'm not saying one is better than the other. What I'm saying is knowing this program is the most important part. And in that, knowing what you can do with said program. I started with Studio One Artist. It kind of came in a bundle. I got the interface and a microphone, and Studio One Artist. That was to get it up and going, to have my first kick into this. So the interface is a box that you plug in that goes into your computer that allows you to play through your computer. It's a big part. I wouldn't say it's the most important part. Obviously, you spend more, you get what you pay for. It seems like anything intermediate to beginner is going to be around the same thing. It's learning your program. I liked the Presonus because it kind of came with Studio One, which is made by Presonus, so it's kind of a package thing. I was really intrigued by that. I've had no complaints. The only things I will say is when you're looking at the DAW that you're going to use, your digital audio station, look at the features it has, because there's a couple things with probably the free ones and the cheap ones that you may go, well, I should have just paid the money and got the updated version, because there's things that you're going to want to do and you won't be able to do. Third-party plugins, mastering, if that's something you really want to think about. There's a lot of little features in there that they kind of pull out in the free versions because, one, if you're like me and it's your first time, it can get a little overwhelming with everything. Two, if you're going to be serious about it and they want you to spend the money, you're going to get a lot more. Studio One came with some amazing plugins and instrumentation for MIDI and guitar sims. That was something that's completely new to me. I'm used to having amps. That's why I kind of stayed away from this for a long time. But that's something they don't tell you. And it's not really thrown out there, and I think that's why a lot of this stuff goes to waste, because people who have no clue, like me, I started this on a laptop with my interface. It worked fine. It was a little laggy. I had some issues here and there, but I found once I really wanted to grow and try to do a little bit more, the laptop was limited. Um, so I got a desktop because I'm not really going portable with this. So I just wanted something that I could have at home. Made all the difference in the world. I can come in, turn this thing on, and it's ready to go. Even running heavy plugins and things like that. That's the other thing. If you're already used to that kind of stuff, this might be a little easy. This is for somebody like me who was completely, I wouldn't say afraid of technology, but I didn't, I wasn't as accepting of it in the time because I was naive. I wanted knobs and buttons. I still may get a fader port or something like that to control the faders, but once I realized what you can do in here with minimal amount of money, I have maybe $500 in the recording stuff I have right here. Um, it's all about your performance, and I mean your performance and how you play your guitar. If you can play to a metronome, putting in drum tracks, using MIDI, exploring all these different venues. So that's what they forget to tell you is one, be ready to spend some time in the DAW figuring out how to move around. And two, really looking at the features of the program you're going to use. Is it going to be enough for you? There's a lot of specific ones that maybe work MIDI and keyboards, and that's what people are doing. If that's what you're doing, that's great. I wanted to be able to, at some point, be able to record all my instruments myself. So this allows me to do it. There's some, like I said, there's some things I want to upgrade. I want to get a bigger interface to be able to have multiple mics. Right now this is just a 2-channel. It works fine, but I would like to be able to record full drum set and other instruments at the same time. Can't really do it with 2 mics, but I'm experimenting and I'm learning as I go. Again, the most important part is taking the time to learn how to navigate through your program of choice, whichever that could be. So I hope this helped. I wish I would have seen a video like this when I was trying to figure this out because I had no idea. No idea how crazy this could be. Again, if you know this stuff, then this isn't for you. If you don't, if you're completely new at it like I am, take your time. Don't get caught up in all the reviews. Look at the features that it has and choose the one that's right for you, and then take your time to learn it. It can get very frustrating and overwhelming. Turn it off, walk away, come back when you're fresh. This is something you want to enjoy. I learned a lot about patience and how to kind of move through that. So take it from me. I'm a noob at this, so learn your DAWs, guys. Learn the system. See you in the next video.